Howdy folks, it's Wednesday, July 29, 2020. We're in the workshop. I wanted to today just give you a little tour of, you've seen all of this where I'm getting my shop organized. This is the lakeside wall of the workshop. And you can see what I've done is I've studded this whole wall up. This is insulation, and then behind this insulation is 2 inches of foam insulation, 2-inch thick, 4x8 sheets. A lot of the studs that I used were boards that I salvaged from the old house. And I had bought a whole bunch as well. So it's that 2 inches of poly, then I put on the studs, then I put on the insulation, and then I put over this 6 mil poly as a vapor barrier. I still have to do about 6 feet. I have to come along this wall, make this little turn, and then over to what'll eventually be an entry door to this room. Last night I worked till 11 o'clock putting in the insulation and doing the poly, and then cutting these holes and attaching the OSB to the wall. There'll be another 4x8 sheet on top of that, and then about an 8 to 10 inch piece that goes over the top to fill it out. You'll notice that this truss does not go all the way to the wall. So if you look up at the top, you'll see a board like right there, and you'll see a board there that go into the wall. And so I think I put about 7 boards like that across to fill that void. And then what I did is I then took a 2x4 and nailed it to that to give me something to nail the top plate at. And you can see right there's a piece of the top plate. On the bottom, I used green treated for my bottom plate, and then right there you can see a bolt. And what that does is I have what they call a hammer drill, and I drilled into the concrete with that in a special bit, and then pounded it in and screwed it tight. These two are probably the best of all of them that I did in the whole workshop, because I got more familiar with that tool as we went along. All of my outlets are 4 feet high. Notice they're right at the very top of the 4x8 sheet of plywood. The top is a little bit loose because I wanted it loose so that when I put that next sheet of OSB on, it'll slip behind there real easily, and then I'll tighten up the outlets. So if I have gas in the tank tonight, I'll work on this as well. I'll put the poly on and then tape it with that red tape to seal it up, and then take it, like I say, over to that door. I don't have much of this left, so I probably won't be able to get too terribly far. This is all I have left of a 100-foot roll. It goes pretty quick, it seems. But that'll be that. You know, other projects that I'm working on down here. You know, I've got a lot of hard maple in here. That's all hard maple. All of this stuff in here is hard maple, and then there's a big stack down there. That'll either be back banding if they're long pieces, or it'll be the long part of a face frame for a cabinet, or it'll be cabinet door frames. So that's to be built this winter. This piece of cedar here, it's probably close to 7 feet tall. That's a leftover from one of the posts from the deck. And what we'll do is we'll turn that into a mantle for the fireplace that we'll put in where the family room will be. We'll have that fireplace in hopefully before the end of this year. You know, that's a project. Other projects there are, I want to build a wooden fence for my bandsaw. That won't be a big deal, but it'll make it a little bit more usable than that one. These here, these two boards are stiles, and they'll be for that entry door to the shop from the outside, but they're too thick. I glued these up about two years ago, and so what I'll do is I'll take the bandsaw and cut it into two, and then glue it back together so that the final glue up is 1 3/4 inches, and then I'll build that door. That'll be a solid wood door, and this is something that I glued up about almost 3 years ago. Is this and the one behind it, and those were from the old house, the 2x6s from the old house. And all I did is just put a little corner on them and glued them together with dowels. That'll be the field for this door. That'll be for the workshop. So that's what I have going on in here. The next video I'll talk about bending metal for the corner features. Thanks for following our progress.